Oprah Winfrey. You know her as a media mogul. You know her as a talk show host. But do you know her as a mother of...
demons?
Demons like Dr. Phil, Jenny McCarthy, and Dr. Oz. But did you know that these demons, these monsters, have killed millions? That's right, we're gonna open up tabs. How many tabs?
Too many tabs. Remember to smile.
Welcome to Too Many Tabs, a podcast where a husband and wife duo sit next to each other at a table. And this week, Mrs. P has done some research. She's also been wrapping gifts and getting things ready and making sure that we all have those stockings stuffed. But she's also been putting something underneath your chair. That's right. Look under your chair right now. You get a car, and you get a car, and
No. Under the chair is demons.
Demons?
Yes, Oprah released demons, and I need to talk about it.
Oprah? This episode's about Oprah?
Yeah, and her demons.
Which demons are those?
Oh, Dr. Phil, Jenny McCarthy, and Dr. Oz.
That's too many people who've done medical malpractice.
I know, we need to talk about it.
Okay, and we are going to talk about it because you opened up tabs literally, that's the name of the show. And you've opened up a lot of tabs about this.
Yeah.
And before we get into those, and specifically learning a little bit more about Oprah herself, right now we're running a special on all of our Patreon content, which means you can get into the backlog, the ad-free episodes.
Hours and hours and hours of content.
Bonus content like Vibing with the Food Idiot, the After Party, where we react to your comments on these very YouTube episodes, the Patreon comments, and more, plus access to our chat community. That's all right there at patreon.com/PearlMania500 or PearlMania500.net.
Use code Project2026 to get 30% off an annual membership.
That's right. It's Project 2026 because we want to make next year even better for you because 2025 was a fucking nightmare due to people involved with Oprah Winfrey. Tying it back together, take us right to the story, Mrs. P.
Okay, so Oprah, middle name Gail Winfrey.
Wait, shut up.
Yeah.
Oprah's middle name is Gail?
Yeah, Oprah Gail Winfrey.
What's her best friend's name?
Gail.
We've opened up too much already. That's our episode. Thank you, everybody. Ignore the fact that the bar underneath says there's another hour plus.
No.
No?
Oprah Gail Winfrey was born January 29th, 1954. Shout out to my Aquarius sister. And she is an American talk show host.
Yes, she is.
Television producer.
Icon.
Actress.
Icon.
Author. Also, she's best known for her talk show. Let's be real. Everybody knows her from her talk show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, which was broadcast from Chicago.
Yep.
And it ran in national syndication for 25 years.
Yes.
So, incredible success.
And for people who are too young, I don't think you understand, especially at her height, that Oprah was probably one of the most powerful women and TV personalities in America.
We don't have anything like that anymore because everybody's media is so like splintered. Like everybody has their own little zones. Like I can look at somebody on Instagram. I found somebody on Instagram the other day, had 4 million followers. I've never heard of them. And so everybody has like their 4 million, but like Oprah was just across the board.
And
everybody knew her.
And she was syndicated. I know that here in where we lived, she was on ABC.
Yeah.
But yeah, she through her Harpo production companies and other different things she had, just was everywhere. And she started out, she was just one of many talk show hosts.
Yeah.
It was like Oprah, Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake, Sally Jesse Raphael.
I was going to say the one with the red glasses.
Yeah, Sally Jesse Raphael and Phil Donahue. And the thing is with all of them, they all went through these different things where like the talk shows, much like Too Many Tabs, where it's like, oh, we'll talk about something that's very, very important, or we'll be like super silly.
Yeah.
And you had guys like Jerry Springer went kind of like the trashy route. And Oprah had a trashy period.
She sure did.
She really did. But then over time, these daytime talk shows became more and more and more important, which is why when you get into even like 2008 and other times like that, people start going on, like presidential candidates are going on Oprah.
Yeah.
And, you know, the closest that maybe the young people have is if you remember Ellen. When Ellen was at her height, that might have been about as close, but Ellen was really only bringing on celebrities.
Yeah.
Oprah was bringing on, for the most part, normies and heightening it and talking about like big major moments.
Oprah was part of a cultural moment.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of like the water cooler talk. Like every day people were talking about what was on Oprah the day before, which was interesting because it was daytime. A lot of people in offices wouldn't be watching it. So it'd be like they'd hear from other people, but it'd be in the news, who she talked to, who she interviewed, what she was talking about.
Well, and what would happen is basically if you had a day job, either maybe your partner or your spouse that was at home or a family member that was retired, they would talk about it. And again, it would also get covered on, I remember Oprah stories, stuff that Oprah talked about that day, the next day would be covered on Entertainment Tonight.
Yes.
Or it'd be covered on Inside Edition. It was very much in that way. Like right now, the best way to explain it, right now, if a streamer does something, right? A streamer does something, so that then ends up clips of that trend on TikTok. Those TikTok trends then get picked up by a YouTuber. That YouTuber then gets seen by a podcast. Those podcasters ask you to go to pearlmania500.net to save 30% on an annual subscription right now to get access to all of our bonus content using promo code Project2026. Now, Mrs. P.
Yeah.
You are still going with this bio.
I only got one sentence left.
Okay.
I just wanted to tell you, she is the richest Black woman and wealthiest female celebrity. She was considered the richest African American of the 20th century, and was at one point in time the world's only Black billionaire. And she was ranked the most influential woman in the world.
Yes. I would say, now, one thing I'll push back on is the world's only Black billionaire, because when we get into certain government officials, there's a lot of them that are never on these lists, but actually have over $1 billion. So there are going to be people in certain countries that are billionaires that are never officially on the books about it and those types of things. But even you look at something like Vladimir Putin, actually is probably truly the world's richest man because of how he controls Russia.
Yeah,
but
because
again,
he owns another president.
But that, and also inside of his own country, what does he have access to? Like, it's control versus actual access.
Let's not talk about that.
I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is to point out what she had at the end there, because a lot of people forget about it. We all remember just the TV show. She also had O Magazine.
Yep.
She had the Oprah channel.
Yeah, the O Network.
Yeah, the O Network, which was huge. That was a big, especially when cable was still booming.
She was the biggest at book clubs.
Biggest at book clubs.
The Oprah book club situation. If your book got picked for Oprah's book club, oh shit, dude.
Yeah, and and that was inspiring to a lot of younger women who wanted to run a book club someday, or maybe a story report. Which, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this. We moved all the story report episodes. The book club, Mrs. P's book club, is what it used to be called, is audio only. So always go check us out on Spotify or iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts,
or Patreon.
On our Patreon, and you can get access to those where she does her monthly book reviews, where she tells me about a book she read that I refuse to read. Anyway, let's go right now. We have now been yapping a bit about Oprah.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about Oprah. I want to talk about the demons she has released.
Hit us with Oprah's first monster.
Okay, so have you ever heard of Dr. Phil McGraw?
Oh, God, yeah. I've heard of Dr. Phil. Hi, it's me, Dr. Phil here.
Yeah.
I hate that man.
You know what I was thinking? I picked 3 of her biggest demons.
Yes.
Okay. And I was thinking about how at the end of A Christmas Carol, the ghost of Christmas Future, he has 2 demons that live. Well, they're technically children in the book, but they're shown in the movies as demons that live under his cloak.
No, I don't. I have no idea what you're talking about. In the Muppet Christmas Carol.
No, it's not in the Muppet Christmas Carol.
I know. That's the only version I watch, because you make me watch it every year. And by make me, I say, no, please don't make me watch Muppet Christmas Carol.
It's the best Christmas Carol of them all.
Yeah.
No, in the classic Christmas Carol, like the
by Charles
Dickens classic, there are 2 children that live. I believe they're dead children that live under the cloak of Christmas Future, and their ignorance and want. And so they're like these negative spirits that haunt because ignorance and want are the reason that Christmas Future is so negative. Is the ignorance and want of humans is what causes destruction.
Okay.
So that's what I was picturing. I was picturing Oprah as this demon ghost, and underneath her cloak is ignorance and want.
You're describing the worst thumbnail I've ever heard of in my entire life.
This isn't about thumbnails. It was just a thought I had.
But real fast. Can I tell you the only time I've ever seen anything inside of the Ghost of Christmas Future's cloak?
Yeah.
Scrooged.
Yes.
In Scrooge, he opens up, but there's 4 people in there.
Yeah. Well, there's only supposed to be 2, I think.
I know, but that's why I'm like confused.
Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about that. I think it's 2.
Please tell me she's wrong. And also, I'm very, very confused. Now,
Dr. Phil McGraw, a psychologist who gained fame through his appearances on the Oprah Winfrey Show before launching his own successful show.
He's a bald fuck. I hate him.
He holds a doctorate in clinical psychology, though he stopped renewing his license to practice psychology in 2006.
Yeah, and he feels like he has a gym coach feel of a psychologist. It feels very much when I was in high school, our gym teachers had to teach us about like self-esteem and stuff like that. Like we had classes about those things. I always hated it because always this big guy. All right, guys, when you hit puberty, you're going to feel bad about yourself. Don't let that happen. Don't be a negative Nelly. All right, we're going to learn Frisbee golf tomorrow.
You guys played Frisbee golf?
I went to a public school, all right? I'm sorry you went to a Catholic school where you played wall ball in a cemetery as some dude holding cheese on his chest was screaming outside of a fence that he wanted to touch you.
That's historically accurate.
I didn't make that up. Well, that is literally
it was Swiss cheese. It was a whole thing.
Yeah. His name was the Swiss cheese pervert. He is famous in Northeast Philadelphia.
Anyway.
That's not going to be in Always Sunny.
Yeah, that lore they're not going to put in.
Okay. We're not following up on that.
In 1995,
Dr. Phil.
Oprah Winfrey hired McGraw legal consulting firm, CSI, to prepare her for the Amarillo, Texas beef trial, which was when the cattle farmer sued Oprah for talking about mad cow disease on her show.
I remember this.
Yes.
I remember this.
Because after she talked negatively, in quotes, she spoke negatively about eating beef because of the mad cow disease going around. The actual stock of beef dropped heavily. And so the Cattle Farmers United sued her for like defamation libel, basically.
Yes. This was during a time, I remember this so clearly. I remember this, we talked about it in school. Mm-hmm. This was such a big deal. Oprah did this whole expose and she brought in people who were like whistleblowers from the beef industry and all this different stuff. And it was huge. And it did. Like people really were starting to look at like not only just like the beef, but like factory farms in general. Yeah. For a lot of people, this was their first time. It was very much like the, was it Into the Jungle? The Jungle, the book The Jungle, but like Upton Sinclair. Yeah. It felt very much like that, which is like actual good journalism. But this also spurned a lot of future laws of like banning people being able to film or whistleblow about bad conditions around poultry, beef, pork, and other things, and livestock. Like I think it's like Iowa and a few other places, like straight up like it's weirdly like illegal.
Yeah.
And like you can get sued because you hurt their brand or some shit like that. But in this case, it was wild. And like this is right. It was a little after this, like the Got Milk ads really took off.
Yep.
But there was like a moment where Oprah was like, "No, but beef is there's something fucked up here."
She was really upset about the fact that the cattle industry was feeding cattle.
Yes.
Cattle byproduct, because they felt like, I guess that's one of the factors in getting mad cow is that you have to eat the beef byproduct. So the cows were eating beef byproduct, and she was like, yo, that's messed up.
Yeah, you're feeding cows to cows is crazy.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't
silence of the cows.
Yeah. It was cow cannibalism.
Yeah.
It was cow cannibalism.
So here's the thing that's weird about
eat more chicken.
What I just said is, why the fuck is Tim McGraw part of a CSI legal consulting firm? I told you he's a psychologist.
You mean Phil McGraw?
Dr. Phil.
You said Tim McGraw.
Oh, my
Tim
bad.
McGraw is violently a different person. And I want to I had to catch that right now. I was like, no, we are not talking about Tim McGraw.
So what is this
Phil
CSI
McGraw?
thing? Yep. In 1990, Phil McGraw co-founded a company called Courtroom Sciences Incorporated, also known as CSI, a trial consulting firm. CSI would perform dry runs, in quote, of court cases in simulated courtrooms, and McGraw and his team would offer advice about what parts the lawyer's case worked and what parts did not. McGraw is no longer an officer or director of this company, but the TV show Bull is based on Dr. Phil's experience as a trial consultant, and he's actually one of the creators of the series.
The show Bull?
Yeah, the guy from NCIS is on it.
Yeah, I know. I know of Bull. I've never watched it, but I just know that show. That show is about Dr. Phil?
It's about Dr. Phil's consulting company, yeah.
That Dr. Phil founded?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, we're in hell. We live in deep hell. You've already tabs me. You've boomed me early into an episode. And if you want to get boomed like this regularly without ads, you can join us at pearlmania500.net. Use project code 2026 to save 30% off an annual subscription. Now, Mrs. P.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about these consulting firms in general, because I don't think people quite understand like the depth and scope. This isn't, not everybody gets this. This is a rich people thing.
This is a rich people shit.
Especially when you're dealing with like multi-million-dollar lawsuits. They want to make sure that they're covering all their bases. And so they're bringing in a guy like Dr. Phil. And I'm guessing what he's actually doing is he's doing that bullshit body language expert stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, when you say this, make sure your shoulders are rounded forward. People trust you more if you roll forward. You're going up at your language at the end there. That's untrustworthy. You know what I mean? Like that's like, you know what I like. That's just 100% that type of thing. There is some stuff with psychology. We talked about this on a prior episode, especially with Bernays and Sigmund Freud, and like talking about public relations and all these other different things. But there's like some of this ends up just being bullshit consultancy stuff.
Yeah. God, consultants, can I tell you?
I wish.
Okay, so Oprah was so impressed with Phil McGraw that she invited him to appear on her show.
Yeah, that's how that works.
His appearance proved to be so successful that he began appearing weekly as a relationship and life strategy expert. He was on every Tuesday at Dr. Phil, the life and strategy expert.
That is, man. Let me tell you, that's how it works.
That's how it
goes. She literally was like, that episode's a hit. And they're like, Oprah, do you want to just phone it in every Tuesday? She was like,
absolutely,
yes,
I do.
100%.
Absolutely, I do.
Because at this point, I think she's like, because she was like 10 years in.
Yeah.
She'd been cooking on all cylinders.
Yeah.
Because also, when this beef stuff is happening, like, they straight up wanted to kill Oprah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I cannot stress to you guys, we're talking about billions of dollars of beef.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about whole industry, whole states, state governments got involved.
Yeah.
Like when Oprah
she became enemy number one.
Yeah. When Oprah took on the beef industry. And also during this time, Oprah was for like soccer moms. It was like Oprah and then maybe Jesus.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. But like the jokes about, Married with Children, Peggy Bundy, she stayed at home all day watching Oprah and eating bonbons. Like that was like a running thing and part of like our narrative in this country.
Yeah.
So if you went to work and you came home, you're like, yeah, I can't wait to have a burger. Your wife's like, oh, we're not doing burgers anymore.
Yeah.
Like the reason why you use turkey meat, like ground turkey, is because of the beginnings of that.
I wonder if that's true.
Well, I don't think ground turkey wasn't as popular.
Oh, I guess you're right. It wasn't
Yeah, but I'm saying like the ground stuff, like we started looking for replacements around a lot of this stuff, and they became viable.
Yeah.
Because of this moment.
Wait till I tell you about nut milk.
Okay. Don't talk to me about RFK that way.
Okay.
I have a harvest for you.
In September 2002, Dr. Phil McGraw formed Petsky Productions and launched his own syndicated daily television show, Dr. Phil, produced by Winfrey's Harpo Studios. Dr. Phil was an advice show in which McGraw tackled different topics on each show, offering advice to his guests. He made like $15 million a year while it was on.
Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did. And also, he's just one of those guys where Dr. Phil does this thing where he has a doctor for his title that he got years ago and then stopped updating and stopped doing continuing education on. But then, just like Dave Ramsey and other people, he just goes up.
He's very Dave Ramsey.
They're the same guy. They're the same fucking guy.
I never knew who Dave Ramsey was till our episode on it, and you introduced me to him.
He's
and
the same
I
fucking
don't know
guy.
if I appreciate that I know
And
that
he
now.
sits like this with his arms crossed as he listens to you and he goes, well, have you ever thought about...
This is bad body language.
This is terrible body language. But you just sit there and you listen to the person. Hey, Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, I'm having a lot of problems with my daughter. Well, have you thought about using discipline?
Oh, my God.
Have you thought about using discipline? Like, again, did he do that? I never watched that much Dr. Phil.
I mean, me neither.
But I would see the clips and shit like that.
Yeah.
Did he ever do the boot camps? Was he a boot camp guy?
I don't know if he was boot camp, but I have something to tell you about boot camps later.
Okay, gotcha.
But first, let's take a break because when we come back, I want to talk about his controversies and why he's a demon.
Oh, wow. How many controversies you got?
I think I have like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Supercharge your morning routine with AG1. AG1 is the daily health drink. AG1 combines multivitamins, superfoods, and antioxidants. You also get prebiotics and probiotics all in one scoop. Supporting your health couldn't be easier.
I love the AG1 packets. They're super easy to make every morning. And also on Thanksgiving, when everybody came over, they kept being like, can I try one? I've seen you talk about them on the pod.
Yeah.
And so everybody left our house on Thanksgiving with AG1 packets because they were so excited to try them.
And they all really, really enjoyed them because AG1 is available in 4 great flavors. Try it in citrus, berry, tropical, or original flavor. Just scoop and add AG1 to 8 to 12 ounces of water, mix it up, and you're good to go. AG1 has their best offer ever. Head to drinkag1.com/tabs to get AG1 welcome kit, a morning person hat, a bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2, an AG1 flavor sampler, plus try AG1's new sleep supplement AGZ for free. It'll be a game changer for your nightly routine. That's drinkag1.com/tabs for $126 in free gifts for new subscribers.
Want to give a personal gift this year? Check out Aura Frames. Aura Frames are the digital picture frames. Upload an unlimited number of photos and videos with your phone. With Aura, you can share memories and special moments in an instant. It's a great gift for every family member.
And you can listen to her on this one because Mrs. P is so good at gifts, right? And we even had the Aura frame in our gift guide this year because it was such a perfect gift for our parents, and we loaded it up with pictures of our kid, and we had it right there ready for them. We also have pictures of our dog on there and other things that just, well, we can share our life with our family who isn't right here in the neighborhood. It was a perfect gift.
Aura lets you preload the frame with photos before it ships. Mom and dad won't need to be tech savvy. They just need to plug it in. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frame, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code TOOMANY at checkout. That's AURA frames.com, promo code TOOMANY.
Terms and conditions apply. I'm ready to be hit by all of these Dr. Phil controversies. And #1 is not going to be that he's bald.
No, that's not a controversial take.
Not controversial.
The first controversy I wrote down is he was never licensed in California. He was licensed in Texas, but they filmed the show in California. So he probably shouldn't have been giving out advice stating that he was a doctor of psychology in California. Also, his show started in 2002, but he stopped getting his license renewed in 2006. So there were years where like he didn't even have the license at all in a different state. So that's controversial.
But yeah, it is a controversy. I'll give you that.
It's light.
It's a light controversy though, because I feel like the entire show has a very for entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. But just so you know, we are just two idiots with
community college degree.
That's us. Do your own research.
Yeah, we don't
sprinkle, allegedly. You know what I mean? Like, there's a little bit of that to it. I also feel like if you are, okay, it's bad for the audience because the audience will just absorb whatever he's saying.
Yeah.
For a guest on the show, I don't think any of them took him seriously.
You'll see.
Okay.
So this is more controversial.
I hate that you say that because that means that you're going to prove me wrong in like 3 controversies.
So, okay, this is one that you're gonna be like, wait, I think I've heard this before.
Okay.
Dr. Phil gets roasted on the internet, okay, and on the news because again, this is this is on Inside Edition, like we're talking about, for releasing pills and chocolate shakes in a health line to help people lose weight called Shape Up. And the supplement program costs $60 a month to take 12 pills a day on his regimen. He offers one set of supplements and vitamins that he called for pear-shaped bodies, and then people that had apple-shaped bodies would get different pills. In addition, he recommended spending an additional $60 a month to take also these other pills that were called intensifiers each day. Anyway, he gets sued because these supplements didn't work.
Yeah.
And he ended up having to pay a settlement of $10.5 million.
Also, isn't this just Kardashian shit?
Or Jillian Michaels. I was gonna say Jillian Michaels.
But I mean, the second you said chocolates, I'm like, laxatives.
No, chocolate shakes, like Slim Fast.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But immediately I'm just like, okay, it might probably makes you poop a little more. But also the fact that I don't know any of this. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Yeah.
But it feels, of course he's a fucking grifter. It feels immediately, of course. Look at this, the shape up. That's what it literally shows Apple body types.
Yeah.
That is
shocking. Do you know
shocking.
what an Apple body type is?
It's just bulky at the top.
Yeah, bulky at the top.
Yeah,
and then
just
big
means
butt.
wide hips. Yeah, that's it.
So he was saying that these pills would make Apple body type smaller and this one, and then you took the intensifier just in between. Also, he's not thin.
He's a fat guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that gets me. This is just like the
These
president.
look like they're made by the Jillian Michaels company.
It's the same. It is the same fucking box.
Yeah.
It also looks like something from the As Seen on TV store.
Or the GNC back in the day.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, GNC
100%. But it looks very As Seen on TV store. Like,
Yeah.
if you had that next to blanket that sucks you off. I don't know what they got. It's been a while.
You do not go to the As Seen on TV store.
I don't know. Listen, there's a stack of adult toys over there. They didn't sponsor this podcast, though.
Okay, so here's another controversy he had.
Okay.
Toxic workplace allegations.
Oh, like, how can that be a controversy, Mrs. Pearlmania? Who hasn't worked in a toxic workplace?
I don't know. I've always worked in toxic workplaces.
I mean, you got right here. Man. Hey, she's the head of HR.
So people... This was on BuzzFeed, actually. BuzzFeed did interviews with people that had worked on the Dr. Phil show, and they came out saying that, like, they were awful to the staff, and that they demanded the staff treat the guests really poorly. And one of the things that they would do, they alleged what happened, is they said that, like, the higher up producers would tell the other team members, like, if a guest that was coming on had mental health issues, their job would be to convince them to not take their pills that day.
What?
So that they would seem extra crazy when they were filming because they wanted to get better ratings. So this is the type of environment we're talking about, where he's trying to make people seem crazier for views.
That's beyond toxic workplace. That is straight up like, what?
Also,
he's supposed to be a psychologist.
He's a health professional, allegedly.
And his producers are telling people, allegedly, to not take medication.
Yeah, so
they'll act crazier on TV to keep the ratings up.
Yes. That was alleged in an article that I found on BuzzFeed.
That is so wild.
Yeah.
And
they all deny it. They all say that never happened. But
sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't know.
But I mean, it's still reality TV.
Let me tell you about 13-year-old Danielle Bregoli.
But wait a second. We'll get to the 13-year-old. I don't want to know where this is going. But real fast, just because, again, I just want to go back to this because it's producers. This is the thing that happens in reality TV all the time.
Yeah.
They ply people, not saying Dr. Phil show did this, but a lot of them, they ply the contestants and people who are on the show with liquor.
Yeah.
Constantly. They constantly try to get them into states where it's psychological torture.
Yeah.
So they'll be in a heightened state so they can get more emotions out of them for a wider edit.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is about an edit.
Yeah.
Mr. Third is watching us right now, and he's just cutting and chopping. You guys think this marriage is doing good. It's not.
Okay, Danielle Bregoli. Does that name ring any bells to you?
No, I don't know. It's a 13-year-old you said, right?
Okay, 13-year-old Danielle Bregoli appears on an episode of Dr. Phil titled, this is the title of the show.
Okay.
I want to give up my car-stealing, knife-wielding, twerking 13-year-old daughter who tried to frame me for a crime.
What?
That was the title of the show.
This was the name of his show?
Yeah, he's super good at YouTube titles.
This is that was SEO out the butt.
I'm gonna read
is crazy.
I'm going to read it to you one more time.
We might just name this. We might just call the episode this.
I want to give up my car-stealing, knife-wielding, twerking 13-year-old daughter who tried to frame me for a crime.
Twerking. Everything in there, and you still threw in twerking? The twerking, by the way, is sprinkled in there as a little bit of white panic.
Yeah. This is where Danielle Bregoli became famous for the catchphrase, "Catch me outside."
That's Catch Me Outside, girl?
Yes.
Oh, my God. I forgot she's from Dr. Phil.
Yeah. Her name's Bad Baby now.
Oh, of course it is.
BHAD. Listen, we will not besmirch the good name of Bad Baby on this podcast.
We've talked about it somewhere on something. I don't remember anymore.
I respect Bad Baby.
Didn't she was fighting with the Blink 182 drummer's
daughter? Yeah,
stepdaughter or something.
No, it's really his daughter.
It's really his daughter?
It's a Kardashian stepdaughter.
Oh fuck! I wish I was dead. Why do I know that?
White horse, white jays.
What?
That's one of her songs.
I want to die.
So he has Danielle Bergoli.
So wait. So if Oprah Winfrey, if Oprah Winfrey had never been like, what are they doing with cows? We would never have had to deal with Bad Baby? Barbie?
Bad Baby.
Is it Baby or is it Bobby?
It's Baby. Bad Baby.
I thought it was Bobby.
No.
I thought it spelled funny, like
so,
BAHBIA.
She's on this show with her mom, who is like, my daughter's out of control. And that's when she's like, catch me outside, right? And this is where it goes viral.
Yeah.
And
I remember, I never saw the episode. I just remember seeing the clips and the memes of it.
The memes, yeah.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Yeah.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Yeah.
This is where he clips it in.
Catch me outside, how about that?
So then, here's the thing. This is actually not about that because I don't believe putting Danielle Bergoli out into the world was the negative here. This isn't the controversial thing for me.
It is for me.
What happened is, following the taping of that episode, the show with Dr. Phil arranged for her to attend Turnaround Ranch, a residential treatment center for troubled teens.
Oh no, those are never
In
good.
2021, there was a YouTube video that was part of the Breaking Code Silence movement, which I believe was started by Paris Hilton, about those places.
You've mentioned this before.
Danielle Bergoli, aka Bad Baby, detailed her experience alleging verbal and physical abuse, sleep deprivation, and poor conditions at the facility. She claimed she was transported to the ranch in the middle of the night, handcuffed, and forced to stay awake in a teepee for days upon arrival.
Yeah.
So it's controversial AF to use any of these treatment centers.
So what I'll say it right now is that Dr. Phil was Dr. Phil and their producers assisted in trafficking a minor into an abusive camp because she was literally handcuffed in a van, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's Paris Hilton experienced the same thing. When I watched Paris Hilton
I remember when they did this boot camp shit back in the day. It was everywhere. I think like Maury used to do it and all these others would be like, my kid's a real pain in the ass. He's doing all these different things, doing all this bad stuff. Oh, we have this ex-drill sergeant who runs a boot camp.
Yeah, out in Utah.
And they're always
We're going to leave him in the woods.
Yeah, and then we're going to talk to him in 3 months when this kid's exhausted. Is like, I don't want to do crime anymore, whatever. Please just stop hitting me.
They're literally abusing me and I might die here.
Yeah, please stop.
Yeah. So that's another controversy. Sending Danielle Bergoli to this place. And then she's the only one that's famous enough to talk about it because he sent other kids there.
Yeah.
Because like any troubled youth that came on.
And again, but this is also part of that guys from the older dude, that older boomer mentality of you're not being strict enough with the kids.
Yep.
What do you got to do? You got to tell them to pull their pants up and they go, tell them to take their resume door to door and go ask for a job.
Yeah, that's
because again, his brain is not, nothing has been updated.
Yeah.
He got a degree, I don't know when.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So he has a doctorate. Unless he literally is brought up on charges to take that doctorate, or he can't take that away from him.
Nope.
So he's going to be doctor at least.
Yeah. So let's jump to current day, current controversies.
Okay.
Most recently, Dr. Phil met with ICE agents to do a ride-along operation in Chicago and LA.
Wait, was Dr. Phil straight up strapped up with an ICE federal agent jacket on?
He cosplayed. He didn't. I don't think they gave him firearms.
Yeah, no, I know that, but this is very similar to what's that guy? Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal down in Louisiana would dress up like a sheriff all the time and go around. Okay, because he's an old man who probably needs Blue Chew, allegedly. This is in my opinion. I'm assuming things aren't going well for him. He doesn't feel as virile. And so now he's dressing up.
ICE headquarters in LA and sat down with Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, for an exclusive interview in advance of ICE's largest raid in LA.
Okay.
Homan, whom Dr. Phil described as, quote, a sincere and compassionate man.
That's a lie. So I don't know if you guys know this. Tom Homan and Dr. Phil actually look very similar because they both look like fucking thumbs. They look like human thumbs, and that's the only human part of them. That's the only human part of them. They're both monsters. Like, this is horrific.
Yeah.
And the fact that he is using his name and his brand to support what is happening. Specifically, you said the LA raids, which is when there still are protesters out there getting tear gassed on the regular.
Yeah.
This is
shot with rubber bullets at this distance.
Yes.
Arm length.
Yes. The ICE agents and Border Patrol agents, all underneath the direction of Tom Homan, have currently been attacking and arresting priests. They have been using weapons of war on not only American citizens, but obviously on anyone that is brown. They've been tackling and just going after everyone. And this is all, so Dr. Phil is completely okay with...
complicit and okay with.
He's not only that, he's a fucking propagandist for them.
Yes.
He's a fucking propagandist. Fuck this guy forever.
Now, in addition to his seemingly newfound interest in immigration, because Dr. Phil used to say he wasn't political. It used to be his whole thing. He's like, I'm not a political guy. I don't talk about politics.
We know how that goes.
And so recently, with all this newfound interest in ICE and everything, he also, right before the 2024 election, had Trump on his show. You know who else he had? Mayor Eric Adams.
Yep.
You know who else he had? Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh, that sounds about right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that. Dr. Phil, fake doctor, just surrounded by real monsters.
Yeah, he also had another shitty doctor, Jordan Peterson.
Of course he did. Yeah. No, he's been completely pipelined.
Yeah, he also spoke at Trump's October Madison Square Garden Nazi rally.
Yes, I remember that. It's the same one that, what's his name, spoke at. The guy, Tony Hinchcliffe. Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Phil is one of those guys who has always been conservative because he's a conservative Texan. He's always been conservative, but always was just like, oh, we don't need to talk about it. I just care about taxes. I just care about taxes. And then he knows he can hear the rapping, he can hear the tapping of the ghost of Christmas future pointing at that tombstone over there and asking him to take a look at it. And he can feel that. And so he wants to get in all of his monstrosity as much as possible before that final send-off.
So this is what I'll say.
Yeah.
I presented you my evidence. This is why I believe this is a person who I believe maybe has the spirit of a demon in them, and Oprah has unleashed it. Yay or nay?
Yay. I'll say that. We would not. None of us would know who Dr. Phil is if Oprah didn't see something in him to put him on television.
Yes.
If she didn't see, hey, he's charismatic enough and all these different things. There is a certain point where there is a separation between the two.
Absolutely, for sure.
I don't know whether or not they still are in business together, but at least politically, because in 2024, while he was speaking at the Madison Square Garden rally, Oprah was, and because I was there, Oprah was speaking in Philadelphia for the closing of the Kamala Harris rally.
Yeah.
So there's a separation there.
Yeah.
Oprah also was very big Obama backer versus him being a big Trump backer, blah, 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 blah. But that was also one of those things where until a certain point, Oprah was also like, hey, I'm not political.
Yeah, I'm not political.
Yeah.
A lot of people with a lot of money certainly sure aren't political these days.
It's real crazy. My favorite one is Dana White suddenly claiming he's not political, even though he's spoken now at, I believe, 3 Republican national conventions, but he's not political. He's also going to do a UFC fight on the front lawn of the White House, but we don't need to talk about that or bum fights.
Let's take a little break. And when we come back, I want to talk about anti-vax nut jobs with faces full of botulism. For the record, I completely believe in and am completely behind gender-affirming care. If you want to get Botox, go for it. I love it for you.
Is Botox part of gender-affirming care?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I think, for me personally, anything that makes you feel more comfortable in your skin is part of gender-affirming care, correct?
Okay, gotcha.
Anything that you're doing, because I think there's something about when women get gender-affirming care, it's seen as different than if a trans person does. But I think we have to acknowledge that we're affirming genders when we change our, the way we look in any way.
Okay, I guess
that's
so.
just a thought I have.
Okay, no, that's
what
fine.
What I'm saying is I love Botox. Get it, filler, do whatever you want. Okay, it's your body, your time. That's what I'm saying. I made that joke before the commercial because I do still want to mock hypocrisy.
Okay.
Because there's something about a women who will go get an injection of botulism at a med spa that's in a fucking mall next to a Chick-fil-A, who then go and scream about how they don't want their kids to be vaccinated for measles because they don't trust science.
Okay.
The hypocrisy is what drives me nuts.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
I mean?
Yeah.
And the queen of that hypocrisy is Jenny McCarthy.
Okay, what does Jenny McCarthy have to do with Oprah? Jenny McCarthy was like a Playboy model, right?
Yes.
Who then was on MTV?
Jenny Ann McCarthy Wahlberg is an American actress.
Hold on. You have to stop hitting me with full names like that. There was too much already. Her middle name is Ann?
Yeah.
Her last name is McCarthy Wahlberg?
That's right. Wahlberg.
Wait. Okay. Oh, fuck. All right. No, I'm in. Go ahead. Oh, God.
Model, television, and anti-vaccine activist. She began her career in 1993 as a nude model for Playboy magazine and was later named their Playmate of the Year.
Yep, good for her.
And I remember her right after this happened because growing up in the early aughts, okay, as a millennial, this is a thing that our younger listeners might not know.
Yeah.
The experience of a young woman in the early aughts was that for some reason we were deeply into Playboy, into the culture of Playboy. For some reason.
It wasn't for some reason. It wasn't for some reason. It was 100% due to cable.
Yeah.
So cable and the Playboy network and the Playboy PR team and all these different things, they poured so much money. There was Playboy Bunny PJ pants everywhere, Playboy Bunny shirts. There was all this different stuff, and it was all about like the LA look.
Yep.
And the LA look was Playboy, and then all of the big major names, everyone who was famous like wanted to be seen at Playboy parties. And so it wasn't just like, I remember like
The Girls Next Door
with
Holly Madison and them.
All those things were a little bit later, but there was a whole thing. There was also a move from Playboy particularly to like a normalification because the 80s were so puritanical.
Mm-hmm.
The 90s were a lot more like sexuality was like reawakening a little bit.
Yeah.
In the 80s, you had Reagan and it was like, no, and everything was very buttoned up. And they were like, we have to burn porn. We have to destroy all this different stuff. And there was so much like anti-gay stuff that was being pushed. And in the 90s, when you had the Clintons were like suddenly like the president's getting a blowjob, maybe from another president. And then there's all this other different stuff that's happening, right? And so during that period, like it felt looser, and they took specifically Playboy and they tried to inject that into American feminism.
Yeah.
And they tried to say that being in Playboy was actually liberating.
Yes. And they succeeded. It's bimbo culture.
Yes.
Love bimbo culture. It was this whole thing. But what I was really getting at is that it was a very weird experience to look back on as a woman, that in my girlhood, in my young adulthood, my friends and all of I were obsessed with Playboy bunnies. And it was like, it's so weird to look back on. Like, we used to go to the tanning salon and get like Playboy bunny stickers. Do you know about this?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, okay. Back in the day when tanning beds were really, really popular.
Yeah.
You would go to a tanning bed and you would they'd have stickers there that they would give you for free, right? And you'd put a sticker on like your hip. And then when you got tan, you would take the sticker off after you're done tanning.
And there'd be a pale spot.
There'd be a pale spot. It'd be like a little butterfly. But the most popular one was the Playboy bunny.
That is crazy.
You would put the Playboy bunny on your hip. And then because we were all wearing low-rise jeans, you'd see the little Playboy bunny sticking out.
Got it.
Oh my God. Bimbo life. That was everything.
That's trashy. That's trashy.
Oh,
but
comment below if you had the Playboy bunny tanning salon.
That is crazy.
Sticker.
I've never heard this.
Well,
also, at the time, I'm pretty sure I was playing Halo.
Yeah.
I think I was just playing Halo 2 with my boys.
You got a lot of opinions on something you weren't living the lifestyle.
No, I wasn't at all.
You weren't even there.
I was playing Halo 2.
I got my acrylic French manicure done for a solid $20.
Yeah, but you never...
With an airbrush Playboy bunny on the ring finger, okay? You don't know about my life.
Yeah, okay, but you never played Halo 2 on a local LAN party and then went outside and ripped a G-bong out of a chlorinated pool.
I don't know anything you just said.
Exactly. I'm speaking in code now.
Okay, so this is the thing. I'm bringing all this up to talk about the fact that Jenny McCarthy becomes Playmate of the Year. She's very popular. There is this cultural zeitgeist around Playboy and the Playmate of the Year. She gets this magazine spread for Candies. Now, Candies was a shoe company that also did clothing, and it was very popular. Things didn't go viral back then. This was in magazines.
Yeah.
This was in like 17 magazine or Glamour or whatever, and it was basically like a spread, and it was Jenny McCarthy sitting on a toilet with her panties down at her ankles. And the camera angle was kind of shot from the floor, so you were mostly just seeing her Candies high heels and her sitting on the toilet. She was like the original cool girl.
Yeah.
You know, the idea of a cool girl.
But she was like a cool party girl, but also she had the MTV show.
Exactly.
She had the MTV Singled Out that she was on.
Because she was the cool girl.
And she was on there, and she was cool. And also she was one of those ones, she was funny. She still is.
Yeah.
I mean, she's very charismatic.
Yep.
She has all those different things going for her. And the big thing too was the difference between her and a lot of other playmates was some of the other playmates, like they looked beautiful, but they didn't have the media training. They weren't quick. They didn't have the personality that she had.
She was super popular with my friends and I because she was just like the cool, pretty girl, and she was so funny. And I remember my cousin and I like went and bought her book when it came out.
Oh.
Like, I really like Jenny McCarthy, and it's important to know this. Like, a lot of millennial women thought she was really cool and liked her,
and men too.
Well, yeah, but for different reasons.
But also though, she went beyond just being pretty.
Yeah,
she was really, really funny. She was in a lot of different movies. She would be in cameos. Like, you knew that if you saw her show up at a thing, it was fun. Like, I just want to be. It was more than just the Playboy side of things.
I know. I understand.
I know. I just want to be clear about that from my side, though, because no, you have your perspective on it, and I understand what you're going to say. But most people would look at her and go, "Oh, guys just wanted to jerk off to her," and that is part of it. But she really was. She and Carmen Electra were beyond that. They were like super playmates or something in a way that's hard to explain. That I don't think gets encapsulated in today.
Yeah. Well, the reason I was bringing it up, and why it's important to know
this episode's about Oprah.
Why it's important to know this is because if she is, in this generation of millennial women, very well liked, we like her, we think she's funny, we buy her books, we're like, oh, what she's doing, she's cool, we like her. In September 2008, Oprah has Jenny McCarthy on to talk about her new book, Mother Warriors.
Oh, I already hate the name of this book. Mother Warriors is terrible. There's so much foreshadowing that just happened in that sentence that you guys have no concept of. All right, go ahead. How did she mother warrior?
Which is about her son's autism diagnosis and the struggles she and her family faced through the diagnosis, including her divorce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because having somebody who is a neurodivergent child is very, very stressful. And especially at that time, we didn't have as much training and things like that. And support and understanding around it. And part of coming on and having books like this were important. So more and more people, and being on shows like this, so more and more people could have a better understanding of the rising rates of autism, or at least the rising diagnoses of autism, which is really what's most important. More people are coming and realizing that they knew people who had autism.
Yeah.
Okay.
So during the interview, Jenny McCarthy states that she believes childhood vaccines may play a part in autism, but she wants to be clear that she's not anti-vaccine.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a quote. "We are an intelligent group of parents that know the importance of having vaccines, but we do believe it's about time we have safe ones," end quote.
Okay, which implies that the ones we have aren't safe, which is why you shouldn't take them. Okay. Just checking on that one. Just want to go play with that sentence real fast there, Jenny.
Jenny also says that she believes children should be tested to make sure their immune systems are strong enough to handle the immunizations.
Okay.
Quote, "What makes us believe that everyone can handle all the shots all the time? Let's protect the children who are weak. That's what these warriors are saying. We believe in the protocol. We know we need them, but we deserve safe ones." Sure. Again, implying that they're not safe.
Yeah, but let's protect the children who are weak is also just like fighting against the whole reason everybody gets it is to protect the children that are weak and the ones who actually we know can't get the vaccines due to allergies or other different things that they have. Yeah.
And the whole thing is that she's going on to Oprah at this point because there's all this stuff bubbling on the internet at this time and in media about how Jenny McCarthy's anti-vaccine. Because she is openly talking about it, but she goes there with her book to be like, no, I'm not anti-vaccine. I'm just asking questions. Okay. And now, so she's trying to wash her image through Oprah. And the thing that's annoying is that Oprah provides no pushback.
Yeah, of course not.
Oprah just presents this situation where, again, you're saying at the time, there wasn't a lot of people talking about autism diagnosis, what the families are going through. So we have somebody who's so well liked in the back of the mind by millennial women who are probably having kids at a higher rate at this point in time. She comes on Oprah, who's super well loved, and she talks about these anti-vaccine beliefs with limited pushback, if any. And so she really platformed her.
Yeah, this is very Rogan level.
Yeah.
This is like straight
Oprah
up the
Rogan.
same way. Yeah, we got Joe Oprah'd.
Oh my God.
Joe-O'd. No, but it's just like, I remember this moment, and I remember being on the corners of like the internet and other places where I was, where people were like, yo, fuck Jenny McCarthy forever for this. Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
And it actually began the internet fights about vaccines and others. And everything that you're describing in there is arguments that are still being used today by idiots on Facebook and on other different places.
Yeah.
And on Joe Rogan and on all these other different podcasts. And that were...
And in Our Government by RFK Jr.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to make sure everyone has a taste of his harvest.
Okay.
But what I'm saying though is that the all of this is like a flashpoint, a turning point, if you will. But those moments, like right here, is when it actually went from a fringe to being in more, because again, people then reacted to this, and the reactions to that then Ed puts it on Inside Edition.
Yeah.
The Inside Edition reaction.
This
then
was
puts it
on Facebook everywhere.
Yeah, but also then it went into opinion sections.
Yeah, I know.
And there's a lot of people who didn't even know that there was an anti-vaccine opinion until this moment.
Yeah.
She was the
everywhere. Face. Jenny McCarthy became the face of the anti-vaccine movement. Absolutely. Specifically when you're correlating to autism.
Yes.
That was Jenny McCarthy's thing.
Yes.
And so here's the thing. Jenny McCarthy's on Oprah and she's like, no, I'm not anti-vaccine. I just think we need to limit.
I'm just asking questions.
I'm just asking questions. And I think we just maybe we don't have to take them all at the same time and blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
All the things she's saying. But the thing is, Jenny McCarthy was the spokesperson for a nonprofit called Generation Rescue, which was a nonprofit that advocated the view that autism is primarily caused by environmental factors, particularly vaccines.
Yeah. They're assholes, and they're trying to make money off of it.
Yeah.
The other thing I will say about this is we're not going to go into all of the pushing back on all of this different stuff because, again, there's much better resources about this. Jenny McCarthy is wrong. Vaccine's good. That's the stance of our podcast. If you have a problem with it, get in the comments. We will then make fun of your comment about how you're anti-vaccine on our podcast that is paywalled called The After Party, and you can access that 30% off at using promo code PROJECT2025 for an annual subscription. Fuck her. No, that was what they did. I mean, this is straight up what they did. She would sit there and say shit like this. You would then go to Generation Rescue. People would give them a couple bucks. This is how Jenny McCarthy, I believe, is what put Bill Maher on this same pipeline. This whole anti-vaccine shit, by the way, this used to be a left issue. This was 100% a left issue. This was not really majorly a right issue because on the right, they used to just give in to all authority figures. But it was a left thing. It was very much a California thing. We're talking about Jenny McCarthy. Bill Maher would talk about it on Real Time all the time. He would always just sprinkle a little vaccine hesitancy. Let me just dribble a little bit of vaccine hesitancy over here. Oh, Big Pharma. It's Big Pharma. I like to smoke pot. They're keeping it from me. Maybe they're giving the kids autism. Oprah's not having Temple Grandin come on. Which would be interesting. You want to talk about cows? Have Temple Grandin come on, famously a person who worked with cows, who also lived with autism, and is one of the reasons we can understand so much about it from the perspective of somebody with autism. Like, didn't also Jenny? I remember a lot about this. Didn't she claim she cured her son's autism?
I don't have that. I didn't find that anywhere.
I asked it as a leading question because she did.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, do you know how she did that?
How?
She gave him a gluten-free diet and then he had a big poop.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm dead serious.
Was I autistic before I found out about celiacs?
Maybe.
Oh my God.
That's according to Jenny McCarthy.
Okay, but listen, I know we just said like we weren't going to talk about, but I do want to talk about Generation Rescue real quick.
Okay.
Because I did research because again, I opened a tab. I was like, who is Generation Rescue? Okay. Generation Rescue promoted anti-vax ideology, correlating the use of vaccines that they caused autism, and promoted on their website ways to heal autism. Okay? Advertising products and treatments recommended to their members were sold by members of the board of directors and their medical advisory board, like a $20,000 hyperbaric chamber sold by the firm whose president was a then board member. They also promoted, they encouraged their members to seek treatments from this guy, Dan Rossignol, who was a member of their science advisory board. And then there was another person who like almost lost their medical license in California because they failed to disclose she held financial interest in the company selling these bariatric chambers. It's all about these bariatric chambers at a certain point.
Yeah, they were doing bariatric chambers. Now it's just be ivermectin.
Yeah.
Now it's ivermectin for everything, but now it's a series of other different grips. This is the same one we covered in the RFK episode.
Yeah. About
how his organization was also then pushing a lot of alternatives.
Yeah.
Just, again, they always want to push an alternative. Where the autism vaccine correlation comes from is from a man who was selling an alternative vaccine. Mm-hmm. His whole thing was that the MMR vaccine, the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine, combined into one shot was bad.
Yeah.
And that you should buy his 3-shot system. He thought the kid should be stabbed 3 times instead of 1. The 1 time was a convenience thing, and they were like, it's been fine. And that was the whole claim. Every time you hear somebody go, well, I don't know about that, ask them, where did you hear about that? And then ask them to go to the page and then go to the shop section.
Yeah.
Because there's always a fucking shop section or an affiliate code link somewhere at the bottom. And that has nothing to do with the affiliate code links on the gift guide that we did for 2025.
Why are you like this?
Listen, if Oprah is allowed to become a billionaire promoting fucking monsters, then I'm allowed to become a thousandaire.
Yeah.
Promoting Pearlmania500.net. Get the annual subscription, Project 2025, 35.
Project 2026.
2026, Project 2026, 30% off, ad-free, and with a lot of a back catalog on there and bonus content.
Generation Rescue also sold or recommended. We're just recommending.
Yeah, we're just recommending the things that we sell.
Lollipops enriched with vitamins that were sold by a company co-founded by Stan Kurtz, who respectively served as, was co-founded by this guy Stan and another lady named Candace, who respectively served as president and executive director of Generation Rescue. For a time, the lollipops were sold directly through the group's website, along with a $2,000 foot bath that was promoted as a way to soak the toxins out of your body through your feet or something.
Okay. Yeah. All right. They're all grifters.
Yeah.
They're all lying grifters. Hey, vaccines are bad. Have a lollipop. Fuck you.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, real quick. This interview that I'm talking about where Oprah platformed Jenny McCarthy and made what she was saying seem safe.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey was there too.
Yeah, this is back when Jim Carrey was dating her for a bit.
Yeah.
Which, again, also built up and gave her even more legitimacy.
Exactly.
People always seem to forget that Jim Carrey was there at the very beginning.
Weird guy, that guy.
He's a weird guy, but also he was at the very beginning. He gave little to no, if not actual tacit approval to all of the vaccine, anti-vax bullshit and vaccine hesitancy bullshit. Mm-hmm. So Jim Carrey, Jenny McCarthy, and Oprah, you killed millions.
Actually, 2 unvaccinated children recently died from measles in Texas this year in 2025 during an outbreak. The first child was a school-age girl. She died on February 26th, and the second was an 8-year-old girl who died on April 3rd.
There you go.
From measles.
But don't worry, Jenny McCarthy is selling drop-shipped makeup on TikTok Live.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know that because it shows up sometimes.
You cannot block her. It just keeps coming back.
It keeps coming back.
Now let's take a break.
Yes.
So we can come back and we can talk about the guy that forced John Fetterman on all of us.
Oh, It's getting chilly out there. That's why you need to grab winter gear that's comfy. Grab yourself some Chubbies. Chubbies has everything you need for the cold weather. Chubbies flannels and pullovers class up any occasion, keeping yourself warm with Chubbies all-new winter jackets. And I love my Chubbies flannels.
Yeah.
I rock them around the house, and I feel good when I'm wearing them to meetings or just other different events out there. They fit all occasion. You can even check out the new NFL by Chubbies collection with stretch polos and swim trunks for all 32 NFL teams.
Go Birds.
For a limited time, Chubbies is giving Too Many Tabs fan 20% off your purchase with promo code TMT. Just head to chubbyshorts.com. Make sure to support the show and tell them Too Many Tabs sent you. You need simple winter clothing. For stuff that looks sharp and feels good, stock up on Quince. Quince gives clothes that are warm, durable, and built to last. Quince gives you a wardrobe that'll get you through the cold months, but looking stylish. Quince has winter staples like Mongolian cashmere sweaters from just $50. Quince's wool coats look sharp and hold up. And Mrs. P loves Quince, don't you?
I love it. I love a nice sweater.
You do.
And they look really nice. They're very chic, and I love the use of the word sharp. They're very sharp.
They are. And, I have my 3/4 zip that I really love from them and some gloves that you got me from them in the past. And what's great about them is they look perfect for when I'm wearing them for like a holiday party, but also just if I'm just doing anything.
Yeah.
It really fits all molds, and it's just so perfect, basic, sharp, and right. Quince makes the perfect gift for the person who already has everything, and I really do mean that. It's also really good for those gifts. Get your wardrobe sorted and your gift list handled with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/TMT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too. That's QUINCE.com/TMT. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/TMT. Okay, just to go down the list of monsters you already covered, a man from Texas who was a total monster towards children.
Yes.
And then a Playboy bunny that killed millions.
Yeah.
Okay. And now you're gonna bring up John Fetterman?
Well, no, I want to talk to you about the third demon Oprah has thrust upon the world, Dr. Oz.
Oh, great. Yep, that's why we're bringing up John Fetterman.
Yeah.
Oh, bubby.
So, Dr. Oz is a cardiothoracic surgeon who became a household name through his frequent appearances as a medical expert on the Oprah Show.
Yes, he did.
Dr. Oz was a TV host and is currently serving as a government official, serving as the administrator for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services.
Yes, he is.
Should we talk about how he got here?
He killed a lot of dogs. That's how you get in the Trump administration. Kill a lot of dogs, abuse a bunch of women. I don't know of him abusing any women.
I don't know about that either.
But I do know about the dog killing. That came up during the Pennsylvania Senate election. Yeah.
So Dr. Oz was raised in Wilmington, Delaware.
Of course he was.
He's a dual citizen of U.S. and Turkey.
Which we don't have a problem with on that.
Love that for him.
Yeah.
Dr. Oz completed 60 days of mandatory military training in the Turkish army.
Yep.
Yep.
So you have to do as your dual citizenship.
He then began his residency in surgery at Presbyterian Hospital in New York.
Okay.
Eventually co-founding the Cardiac Complementary Care Center to provide various types of alternative medicine to heart disease patients.
Wish you would have stuck with that. Just alternative medicine for heart disease. What does that look like?
I think it's pomegranate juice.
Great.
Dude loves pomegranate juice.
He loves a pomegranate juice.
Loves pomegranate.
I wish he would eat 6 pomegranate seeds.
Why?
Because then he would go to hell
Whoa,
for 6 months out of the year.
He's a little Persephone?
Yeah, that would be exactly it.
Dr. Oz helped create new procedures and medical devices. He did a lot of medical work back in the day.
No, he is actually an accomplished surgeon and shit.
Yeah,
right?
He's more of a doctor than Dr. Phil.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'll say that for sure.
I'll never actually be like, oh yeah, your doctorate is bad like Dr. Phil's, but yeah.
So he then became a professor of surgery at Columbia University. He retired to professor emeritus. Say that right for me.
Emeritus
In 2018. Now, foreshadowing. In May of 2022, the institution cut ties with Dr. Oz and removed his presence from the website completely.
Yeah. That's when stuff started coming out.
Okay.
Yeah. Somewhere in there, though, he did work at a facility that like tested a lot of stuff on, I think, beagles.
Yeah, beagles.
Specifically, because there was a whole thing where like Dr. Oz, the puppy killer, and then Amish people were like, "Oh, he kills dogs.
Oh, I'll go for that guy."
We got a thing called puppy mills in Pennsylvania. Don't look it up.
Don't.
It's a big issue.
But the Amish are most of the problem.
Amish love a puppy mill. You don't want to know what that is. It's not cute. We've tried to get rid of them repeatedly.
But it's not going to work.
Every time somebody comes in, big puppy mill comes in behind and goes, let me grease 3 palms.
Yeah.
Because in Pennsylvania, we have a like almost 50-50 split in both houses. So both the Senate...
That will become important later to this conversation.
Yeah.
Dr. Oz actually started on the Discovery Channel.
Oh.
Yeah.
He wasn't on Oprah first.
No. He had his own show called The Second Opinion with Dr. Oz. That was the name of his show.
I don't like that.
You got to get a second opinion with Dr. Oz.
I don't love that. Also, it just reminds me repeatedly of how bad American healthcare is.
It's so bad.
So bad. Where, I went to the doctor. They said I might die. I have a bad ventricle aorta. Oh, okay. Can I get a second opinion? We can go on a TV show.
On Discovery.
And then the world can see you be poked by this old man who thinks you should drink pomegranate juice.
More pomegranate juice, for sure.
Yeah, that's his answer to everything. I need surgery. You need pomegranate juice.
Pomegranate juice. So then the show was really good. People liked it.
Yeah, it did well.
Including Oprah.
Oprah watched the show.
And so she saw the show and invited him to be on the Oprah show.
So he's on this corner of cable on Discovery.
Yeah.
Nobody really notices it. And, like, he's doing okay, but like it's not major.
Catches the eye of a little lady named Oprah.
Yeah.
She says, this is a pretty good show.
She was like, me and my friend Gail noticed you from across the bar. Liked your energy.
So this is not related to what I was just saying, but in 2007, it was reported that Dr. Oz had been active in his local chapter of the Republican Party in New Jersey for several years, and he had donated to Republicans John McCain. He also supported the campaign of President George W. Bush.
Yeah.
For no particular reason, I'm saying that.
Yeah, just reminding everybody about that. In New Jersey.
Specifically
in New Jersey.
I just like it's in New Jersey.
Yeah, he's a New Jersey Republican.
I'm saying he's a New Jersey Republican.
Okay.
That foreshadowing.
Yep.
Dr. Oz began appearing as a regular, quote, health expert guest on the Oprah Winfrey Show, making more than 60 appearances.
Damn.
In 2009, Winfrey offered to produce a syndicated series hosted by Dr. Oz through her company, Harpo Productions. In 2012, Dr. Oz entered into an agreement with USANA Health Sciences, which is, turns out, a multi-level marketing dietary supplement manufacturer.
Hey, look at that.
Which had been accused of being a pyramid scheme. And Dr. Oz was paid over $50 million over a 5-year period to promote USANA products on his show.
Wow, that's crazy. He's Turkish, not Egyptian. Why is he into pyramids? This is the thing about Dr. Oz. This is the thing about him is like every layer of him is just at a certain point just becomes money making grifts.
Yeah.
It's just a series of things with the Dr. Phil pear-shaped bullshit you pulled up earlier. It's the same thing with Dr. Oz. I just remember constantly and consistently he becomes a platform where if you have some bullshit, you go on there and Dr. Oz gives you virtually no pushback about, okay, what are you trying to do? I'm trying to lose weight. Oh, okay, well, have you tried the rubber band method? Oh, what's the rubber band method? Well, here's my friend Steve, and he's going to tell us about the rubber band method. And Steve just happens to be the CEO of a company that sells rubber bands
Rubber Band Incorporated.
Yeah, Rubber Band Incorporated, who is an anti-vax company that wants you to tie rubber bands around your pinky toe.
Yeah.
And if you wear 10 of them, it will
fall off. It will fall off if you do that.
Well, no. What it'll do is it'll get your aura correct.
Oh, okay.
But again, because he has the doctorate, though, it's a sprinkle bullshit on top. And he knows exactly how to do the Star Trek thing. Star Trek has this very good way of like timey-wimey or taking a really complicated technical idea or science idea and making it sound like it makes sense. What science truly needs are guys like Dr. Oz. You guys like Carl Sagan, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and others who were very good at making science digestible.
Yeah.
Making it so people could understand. Because there's times when you open up a science textbook, you're like, I don't understand what I'm looking at here. How do we break it down into a layman's term until you get the baseline understanding so then we can start putting layers on top of it? That's what a good doctor would do.
Yeah.
He is not a good doctor.
What are you
talking about? He is a bad doctor.
What do you mean?
The only thing he knows how to make healthy is his bank account. And his bank account gets big and healthy and thick, and he's an evil, evil man.
Should we? Okay, listen. I want to take a little break because when we come back, Donald Trump's showing up, baby.
I knew he was going to show up the entire time. All right, we're on their third and I hope final monster.
Well, I mean, I only did an episode on 3.
Okay,
there could be more monsters.
Oh, there's definitely more monsters. Like, we didn't even mention James Frey, the guy with the memoir. Remember?
Oh, yeah, from
1,000
the book
Little
club.
Pieces.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that one.
Yeah, we never talked about her. Oprah's book club had controversies. Mrs. P's book club has no controversies.
Not going.
Listen to the story report. No, because you only read fiction.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't do memoirs.
I like to read spooky horror books.
Yeah, you like something for the gals.
Yeah.
All right.
So in September 2016, during his presidential campaign, Donald Trump appeared on the Dr. Oz show.
Of course he did.
In the lead up to the show's taping, Oz promoted Trump's appearance with the claim that Oz would assess medical records submitted to the show by Trump and reveal his assessment on the show.
What the? Okay.
Because he had to tell him about his health.
I did not.
Healthy.
I know. One, he had to do a rap into the show to make it make sense.
Yeah.
But number two, there's always been a controversy around Donald Trump's health.
Yeah.
Because we're going to throw a picture of Donald Trump's doctor from back in the day. He's just some guy in a coat. Donald Trump has lied completely his entire life. At one point, I think they tried claiming that he was like 240 pounds.
Yeah.
And like, there's guys who said these were
Was
crazy.
it the doctor from 30 Rock? That's who I'm picturing.
It feels like the
doctor from 30 Rock?
He feels like Dr. Spaceman.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's this guy with like crazy long hair who's like, Donald Trump has never been, he's the most physically fit specimen I've ever seen in my life. Like, meanwhile, Donald's like drooling in the fucking corner.
Pooping himself.
And then he had a different guy who's now a congressman who was like, everyone knows drinks too heavily. His name's Ronnie.
Okay.
Ronnie was like a Navy doctor, I think. And he's another one who would just, the things they'd say about him, they sound like North Korean spokespeople.
Yeah.
Or they sound like Grok describing Elon, right? But anyway, that's how they did the tie-in. But also, a lot of people forget in 2016, Donald Trump pulled every one of his TV, especially reality TV show connections.
Yeah.
He went on Dr. Oz. He went on SNL because he had a tie-in with NBC. He went on The Tonight Show. Jimmy Fallon famously got in trouble for tussling his hair to prove that it wasn't a wig. There was all these different tie-ins because Donald Trump had worked in entertainment.
Because he had gone to Turkey to get a hair implant surgery with Dr. Oz.
Maybe, allegedly, sure.
I don't know.
Okay, so he went on Dr. Oz.
So he goes on Dr. Oz. It went so well that Oz would later be appointed to the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition in 2018 during Trump's first administration.
Yeah, in his second administration, Trump actually added Triple H to that because WWE is a MAGA company.
Yeah.
WWE. We've covered up murders and interstate child sex ring.
Hey, don't get this demonetized like your TikTok.
Yeah, it did. They straight up were like, that video, no one's allowed to see on TikTok.
To see that, John.
And I was like, but 2 million people saw it on Instagram. They're like,
no.
don't tell Larry Ellison we fucked up.
Oh no. Okay, so during the COVID-19 pandemic,
here we go.
Dr. Oz's television appearances influenced Trump's decision making, and he became an informal advisor to the Trump administration. So when Dr. Oz was talking about COVID-19 on his show, Trump was watching the show.
Oh no.
Dr. Oz had promoted the use of hydroxychloroquine. How do you say that?
Hydroxychloroquine.
There it is. As an anti-malarial drug as a cure for COVID-19 on more than 25 Fox News broadcasts.
Yeah.
Trump claimed to be taking the drug in May of 2020.
Famously, he didn't take it in October of 2020 when on the night that many of us remember as one of the greatest nights of our lives.
We slept good.
Everybody, I remember we were living in an apartment complex when Trump got COVID.
Yeah.
And I think the entire building laughed at the same time. I swear it was like a push notification.
The wall shook.
Yeah, the push notification hit. Everyone just started laughing. I heard champagne bottles pop, and then I just heard boning. As far as the ear could hear, boning. I was about to say as far as the eye could see.
Yeah.
But, hydroxychloroquine was the pre to ivermectin.
Yeah.
Both of which, by the way, neither of which deal with viruses. That's the reason why we know it's bullshit.
Shh. Hey, you're not a doctor like Dr. Oz.
That's true. I'm not a doctor.
In June 2020, the Food and Drug Administration revoked emergency use authorization of the hydroxychloroquine, saying that it was, quote, no longer reasonable to believe that the drug was effective against COVID-19 and that its benefits outweighed, quote, known and potential risks. Dr. Oz also, okay, this is the thing. Dr. Oz, at the time when he was talking all that stuff on his TV show about it, he owned at least $630,000 of stock in two companies that manufacture and distribute the drug, Thermo Fisher and the McKesson Corporation.
I'm shocked by this information, Mrs. P. Mm-hmm. It was almost like the whole Jenny McCarthy area was foreshadowing this exact moment. That's crazy.
I'm super good at writing podcast episodes.
Man, it's almost as if this same exact grift is going to come up exactly 5 years later.
What?
I know.
No.
Not this time with a government job. All right.
In April 2020, Dr. Oz appeared on Fox News with Sean Hannity and said that the reopening of schools in the United States might be worth the increased number of deaths that it would cause. Referencing an article published in a medical journal called The Lancet, Oz said, quote, I just saw a nice piece in The Lancet arguing that the opening of schools may cost us only 2 to 3% in terms of total mortality.
That's millions, just so you know. That's millions of people. Mm-hmm. Dr. Oz, this is very similar to the lieutenant governor of Texas, who's still the current lieutenant governor of Texas, because that place is a nightmare. When he was like, we need to reopen the economy. So what if your grandma dies?
Yeah.
It's the economy.
It's only 2 to 3% of the grandmas.
Some of you may die. Like, that's how it feels.
Yeah.
Dr. Oz, monster. He was just like, kids, puppies, who gives a shit?
We need to get the kids out of the house. They're driving everybody crazy.
But this is also, I don't know this, but this is also just one of those things that I do, like, I know, but I don't. People know with Trump that there are certain levers you can push on, one of which is Fox News television personalities. I would not doubt that people were coming to Oz to be like, I need you to say this.
Yeah.
If you say this, then Trump will push for this policy.
Yeah.
This happens all the time. In fact, actually, going back to beef, I saw this thing. It was on Semaphore. A guy who works for the beef industry was talking about this administration, the current administration we have, is very easy to sway. All you need to do is pay for the right amount of bots on Twitter and influence the right influencers that you know are on Trump-specific FYP pages. Mm-hmm. And you can just, he's like, it's so much cheaper. You don't have to buy anywhere near the amount of lobbyists.
Oh.
You just need to have these special conservative
You just find yourself
creators.
a cutie patootie like Zoran Mamdani. You send them down to DC and you say, tell them that the buses should be free.
Yeah, tell them the buses should be free. and don't give it on anything.
Yeah, no.
And then you can call him a fascist to his face.
To his face.
We recorded this episode a while ago. We're trying to enjoy our holidays. So who knows what's happened between...
We have no idea.
We have no idea. I just want to be clear about something. Marjorie Taylor Greene resigned yesterday when we recorded this.
Yes, okay?
It is
November right now.
Yeah, we're releasing this mid-December. This is the craziest shot in history.
Fingers crossed.
Hey.
Okay.
President Vance. That was Hope Corps. That was Hope Corps.
Oh man.
All right.
He's such a dork.
Oh man.
In 2022, President Joe Biden asked Dr. Oz to resign from the council that he was on, the sports council.
Yeah.
He asks him. He says, "Please resign."
Yeah.
Because your continued part in the council is actually a violation of the Hatch Act. But Oz refuses.
Oh, because why is it a violation of the Hatch Act?
Hey. Federal employees are generally prohibited from using their official authority to interfere with an election, accepting political contributions, and engaging in political activity while on duty or holding a government office. That's what the Hatch Act means. Okay. And it's definitely something that is still being enforced currently.
Yeah, it's definitely something that definitely is important. Anyway, check out this UFC fight that's going to happen on the lawn while everyone's going to be wearing Trump shoes and pumping that fight
Trump
coin.
Coin.
Hell yeah.
Oz refused. Biden removed him.
Yeah.
He was like, this is a violation of the Hatch Act. That was back when we had laws.
Yeah.
And you like had to be like, oh, this is a law you're breaking. We can't do that.
Yeah. We don't do laws no more.
But laws are over.
Yeah, because we all drink White Claws.
No. Well,
Okay.
you love a mango White Claw.
I love.
On November 30th, 2021, think about where you were. Dr. Oz announced his candidacy for the Republican nomination for the United States Senate seat in Pennsylvania.
Yep. Foreshadowing. And we all had a good laugh.
Fun fact.
We all had a good laugh.
This motherfucker didn't cross the bridge until weeks later and bought a house in Pennsylvania in December of 2021. He waited weeks. He said, I'm going to run for Senate in Pennsylvania. And he lives in New Jersey.
Yeah. It was a huge part. It was a huge part of the reason why he lost. Don't worry, though. Our current senator for Pennsylvania
also sucks shit.
No, the other one lives in Connecticut.
Yeah.
We have this thing where Republicans in Pennsylvania don't live here, but still somehow run for office. Oz actually at first used his father-in-law's address, and then they used like a P.O. box, and people kept posting the Google Street image. They're like, this is just blank land. Yeah. Like, it was crazy.
After Oz announced his candidacy, a number of TV stations in Philadelphia, New York City, and Cleveland said they would remove his show, the Dr. Oz show, compelled by the FCC's equal time rule that states an equivalent airtime for opposing political candidates have to during campaigns.
Yeah.
So because he had a TV show, they actually had to remove it because of political ads that were playing.
Yes, because they would have to give his opponents the same amount of TV time.
Exactly.
And that would mean his opponents would actually own basically all of the ads that would be running.
Yeah.
Since they were running multiple hours of Dr. Oz every week.
Exactly.
Yep.
In his campaign, he called for the chief medical advisor to the president to be fired, Anthony Fauci.
Yeah, he went after Fauci. He was one of the other guys who was screaming because Fauci was like, hey, this guy's a grifter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Oz was endorsed by, oh my God, it's so funny. When I pulled this note, it said Dr. Oz's campaign was endorsed by former President Donald Trump. Oh, RIP to our hopes and dreams.
The old days.
Let me just delete this word former from President Donald Trump.
Past and future president.
Oh, God.
Yep.
The Republican primary was held on May 17th. A day after the election, Oz narrowly led his opponent, Dave McCormick, by a difference of just 0.1% of the vote.
Yeah, Dave McCormick's our current senator, by the way. Just fast forwarding to 2025, Dave McCormick is the other Pennsylvania senator. Go ahead.
Triggering a mandatory statewide recount. When the election was still close to call and the mail-in ballots had not been counted yet, Trump urged Oz to just declare victory.
Yep. He was like, just do what I did. Just say I won.
Just say you won.
Say I won. Say you won. And he used it again as more attacks on mail-in ballots.
Yeah. On August 15th, a campaign video from April of Oz shopping in a grocery store went viral. In the video, Oz said that he's shopping for produce to make a crudité. I think we should watch the clip.
Thought I'd do some grocery shopping. I'm at Wegner's, and my wife wants some vegetables for crudité, right? So here's a broccoli. That's $2. Not a ton of broccoli there. Here's some asparagus. That's $4. Yep. And carrots. That's $4 more. That's $10 of vegetables there. And then we need some guacamole. That's $4 more. And she loves salsa. Yeah, salsa there. $6. Must be a shortage of salsa. Guys, that's $20 for crudité. This doesn't include the tequila. I mean, that's outrageous. We got Joe Biden to thank for this.
I remember this so clearly. The fact he said crudité, and I'm like, I knew what you meant.
Why? No. Why are we? It's also, if you're trying to
be a man of the people.
Be a man of the people. You're buying a crudité with pre-made guacamole. What are we doing?
And he said the wrong name.
Oh my God. It was
just
show.
Yeah, he didn't get anything right.
Also, like you're in a Pennsylvania grocery store.
Yeah.
Right below gas station food. That's where you are. That is where our peoples can be found.
And he was confusing it with a gas station.
Yeah.
Because he confused it with Rutter's, which is like a gas station restaurant.
I can't.
Out in Lancaster. It was a whole thing. And it actually became one of those things where I watched like different areas of Pennsylvania argue over what he was trying to say.
Meanwhile,
and everyone agreed.
I don't know what a crudité is.
But meanwhile, everyone was agreeing he was saying the wrong thing. Everyone's like, this fucking idiot.
This fucking, go back to Jersey.
Yeah, which was the campaign slogan of his opponent, his Democratic opponent at the time.
John Fetterman.
Boo! Boo! Hiss!
Suffered a
Boo!
stroke in May of 2022.
No, we suffered the stroke.
Yeah. And needed time during the campaign to recover. Mm-hmm. In August of 2022, the Oz campaign released a list of mock debate concessions that they would be willing to make. One of them said, quote, "We'll pay for additional medical personnel that Fetterman might need to have on standby," or that Dr. Oz, quote, "promises to not intentionally hurt John's feelings," and that, quote, "at any point John Fetterman can raise his hand and say, 'bathroom break.'"
This is all insane, by the way, for a doctor to be
That's
saying
what I was thinking. It's like he's a doctor.
He's a doctor mocking a man who had a medical incident. Now with the thing of hindsight.
Let me say, I'm just saying he recently fell and that, cement ate. Anyway.
Yeah, no. When I heard John Fetterman fell on his face, I immediately offered my condolences to the ground.
Yeah.
But it's a different story. We didn't know back then. And, it's one of those ones where, with the benefit of hindsight, still wouldn't want Dr. Oz as my senator.
No, we wouldn't want him as our senator.
We wouldn't want a senator. It's crazy that everyone involved in this story, all of which have federal paychecks.
Yeah.
It's just a different title. Like, it was Dave McCormick isn't the senior senator.
Our tax dollars pay for these people.
I know. It drives me fucking insane. All right, keep going.
So the next day after those things were released, Fetterman announced that due to his recovery, he would, quote, not be participating in a debate. In response, the Oz campaign said that, quote, if John Fetterman had ever eaten a vegetable in his life, then maybe he wouldn't have had a major stroke and wouldn't be in the position of having to lie about it constantly, adding that Fetterman's statement was, quote, whiny.
So, stroke, the vegetable wouldn't have stopped a stroke.
I know.
First thing, which he's a lying asshole on that. And he's also just trying to add into the whole, again, Oz is leaning into the whole, you need to be eating clean food bullshit to still try to keep the anti-vax people on his side and all that other stuff. That being said, Fetterman did lie about his stroke.
Yeah.
And Fetterman should have dropped out.
Yes.
Fetterman had a stroke. John Fetterman had a stroke a few days, like 2 days or 3 days before the primary.
Yeah.
He should have announced then, and he could have thrown his support behind either Malcolm Kenyatta or Connor Lamb, two people which would not have gone to meet Benjamin Netanyahu and be handed a silver pager to commemorate a fucking war crime while wearing a white hoodie, you bag of shit. John Fetterman, you should resign. You should not be the senator. You should resign on behalf of the people of Pennsylvania, on behalf of the people of the United States, and on behalf of your own fucking family. You were a bag of shit. I fucking hate you. And the fact that you were able to go up against this goddamn monster, loser psychopath is the only reason why you are a fucking senator. Your book, Unfettered, is being used as fucking toilet paper for rabbit cages. No one has read it. No one gives a shit about it. Your staff hates you. Your children are depressed watching you shuffle around. Everyone around you can't fucking stand you. I hate you with a passion of 1,000 suns. I could personally power the entire Eastern Seaboard solar panels just by my rage whenever I see your stupid broken brain orc face. You're a monster, a genocidal con artist who's never had a real job, and you've never done anything of note or importance besides standing longfully wearing a hoodie while voting to take away the health care of millions of Americans while bending the knee to Donald Trump. You big old sack of shit. I saw you go on Fox News and be like, oh, everyone's praising Zoran for going to the White House. Yeah, Zoran stood there, said that Israel's doing a genocide, called the president a fascist to his face. You drove down to Mar-a-Lago, slobbed on him like you were fucking Bubba, and then went and took a selfie in front of a fucking Wawa because you think that Pennsylvanians are fucking nothing but gas station eating morons. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. The fact that it was you versus Dr. Oz, that's the reason why you won. Not because you're a good fucking politician. You're a loser and a psychopath. Put on real clothes. Dress like an adult. Stop dressing like you're a fucking 12-year-old. Oh, look at me. I wear shorts and a hoodie. It's cold outside, you dumb fuck. You only put on a suit for fucking genocidal lunatics, and your dad doesn't respect you. I fucking hate you. You're a piece of shit. And this is Oprah's fault. If Oprah hadn't backed fucking Dr. Oz all those years ago, that stupid idiot from fucking New Jersey wouldn't have been the candidate. They would have picked a different fucking candidate, and we would have been stuck with a different fucking psychopath that we would have had a better option with. Instead, we got stuck with fucking Joe Manchin and Senator Sinema 2 all over again with you, John fucking Fetterman. Fuck.
So Oz loses to John Fetterman.
I know, and it sucks.
In November 19th, 2024, Dr. Oz is named by President-elect Donald Trump to serve as administrator for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid.
He somehow has more power. He lost to John Fetterman and somehow has his finger on the pulse of more people's lives by handling Medicare and Medicaid and choosing and handing over digital data to Doge and all this other shit. Fuck, man.
Trump said that Oz would work alongside Robert F. Kennedy Jr., his nominee for Secretary of Health and Human Services, to cut waste and fraud.
Yeah. RFK Jr., who's been sending cum poems to his ex-mistress.
Since Oz took this role, let me see what's been going on. He allowed ICE to have access to 79 million Americans' Medicaid records.
Yep.
Now, undocumented immigrants are not eligible for full Medicaid coverage under federal law.
Yeah.
So there is no reason ICE should have those records.
None whatsoever.
79 million Americans.
Unless you just want to sell their data to somebody.
Huh, who?
Wonder who that could be.
Dr. Oz recently encouraged pregnant women to use acetaminophen judiciously and acknowledged conflicting research between its usage among pregnant women and their children's subsequent diagnosis of autism. On September 26th, Oz encouraged pregnant women to consult their doctors before taking Tylenol and ultimately follow their doctor's recommendation.
He's just asking questions about the Tylenol, folks. I'm just asking questions about the Tylenol. Ignore all of the fracking juice entering your water in Pennsylvania. That couldn't be doing anything about autism. Ignore all of the other different things that could possibly have anything to do with anything. No. It's Tylenol. Hold on. Let's hear what RFK thinks. You know, there might be a combination between circumcision and autism because when they circumcise the baby, they give it Tylenol, and that might be leading to higher levels. Yes, this is a real thing I brought up during a presidential cabinet meeting. I randomly brought up baby dicks.
When questioned about the rising healthcare costs that we're all experiencing,
Everybody.
Dr. Oz suggested that everyone just start eating better and working out. That will cut your healthcare costs.
With what time and money, you son of a bitch? Everything costs more. Everything costs more, and we all have to work harder. I hate this man. Oprah, why did you do this? Yeah. Oprah, you short-sighted monster.
Yeah, because our disabled grandparents who are on fixed income can absolutely afford more expensive food, not to mention people with disabilities and foster children. Because foster kids get Medicaid.
Yes.
And they can't eat their way healthy out of losing their medical coverage.
He's just a monster. He's just a dumb monster. And then, you know what? Throw up a picture of him with Russell Brand. RFK Jr., Russell Brand, and Dr. Oz. For some reason, many of them shirtless.
That's trifecta.
Just a trifecta. Hey, make sure you cover your drink when you see this fucking medical association coming down the street. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You have presented 3 huge demons to us. Two of which worked with ICE.
Yes.
2 of which are anti-vaxxers. I would argue all 3 of which work in white supremacy.
Yeah.
And more. I think if I had to rank them.
Oh, we're ranking them.
I'm going to rank them.
Okay. Oprah's evilest villains ranked.
Evilest monsters. These are her demons. These are like in Game of Thrones, the Cooch demon.
Oh, the little poof that came out.
Yeah. Just these are.
They've ruined that storyline, huh?
Yeah, they've ruined all the storylines. It was Game of Thrones. I'm gonna go with number 3 is Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil's the 3rd.
He's the 3rd.
Got it.
All right. He is definitely towards the bottom of. He's done horrible things, but his stats aren't up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the stuff.
His death toll is not nearly as high as the others.
Nowhere near as high.
Yeah.
Number 2, I am gonna go with Dr. Oz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Even though I'm gonna go with Dr. Oz as number 2. Even though he also has pushed stuff that's anti-vax and other different things along those natures, he he's on for the ride. He's a grifter. He's not an originator of any of these types of things. He looks around, he reads the tea leaves, he reads the algorithms, he gets a feeling for where the culture is going, and then he grabs on as he gets pulled down that train.
Got it.
Number 1 is going to be Jenny McCarthy.
Wow.
I'm going to count her as the greatest of the evils. Number 1, because sheer numbers, she's killed millions. For her platforming, especially of anti-vax. She's also just in general, like the way that she did this and the just asking questions side of things and the fuel that she put on that so early, she isn't the spark. The spark is that doctor whose name I can never remember. The doctor who said that there's a link between autism and vaccines. She is the first couple puffs of breath. Like it was there, it was smoldering. You could see the corner of the paper had caught. She's the one who comes in. She blew it on it just enough to get it going and to get the flame. And Oprah is actually number 1 because none of them would be anywhere near where they were with their evil without Oprah there, not only blowing on them, but getting the big blower thing.
Yeah, old-timey style.
The old-timey puff, 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 puff thing. And really making the flame blow. And then pouring gasoline on it. Yeah. And then syndicating the gasoline.
Yeah, she's like, you want to work for Harpo?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then also introducing them to more and more people.
Yeah.
And things along that side. So I would say out of all of them, the biggest monster is Oprah.
Yeah.
But followed quickly by Jenny McCarthy, who is then followed by Dr. Oz. And coming up in the rear, because it'll drive him crazy, as an older white man, to find out that he is the least on this list, Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
And I use the term doctor lightly.
Loosely. He hasn't refiled.
Yeah. Dr. Phil, you got a problem with that? Cash me outside. How about that? Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, all those different things. Check out all of our bonus content, and we will see you soon.